Guys, a few people jump on. Another beautiful day in South Louisiana. Mike, what's up? When you jump, where are you from? Wes, what's going on? Wes is one of my students from, is it South Carolina? Wes is come and visit me May 10th. Come and hang out. Come ride with me on some appointments. Carlos, Chris, Dario, Jared Spears. What's up, Jared? Jared's one of my students from Ohio. So we have a special guest tonight. Rick, what's up? When you come on, tell me where you're from. Charlotte, that's right. Charlotte, is that? I think that's North Carolina or South Carolina. Damn, I think I failed geography, Wes. Tim, what's up? Nick Marietta, what's up, my man? Anthony, what's going on? Mark, so we're waiting for Ike to come on. I'm sorry, I call him Big Ike. Ike is a professional football player, was a professional football player. He's going to tell you guys where Kurt, what's up? You know, where he was, you know, a couple years ago and where he's at now. He's about to jump on here in a minute, just waiting for him to come on. So we'll hear his story where he, you know, he's a professional football player turned professional wholesaler. He's been in my program probably, I don't know, about 5-6 months, and he's killing the game now. He just cashed a $10,000 check yesterday in the program. So Tim says, no crawfish etouffee tonight. No, Tim. We only eat that on Friday nights. It's such a treat, man. I'll end up eating like 3 plates. It's ridiculous how good it is. But anyway, guys, if you're on this live stream, please share and invite. I'd really appreciate it. Please share and invite. We're going to have Ike come on here in a second. Let's see. What's up, Sarah? What's going on? Ruben's in my, like, there's Ike. Let's bring him on. Give me some love too, guys. Give me some shares. Give me some likes. Who's sharing and who's inviting? Got about 28 people on right now. I think. Let's see. Ike, I just tried to bring you on. Let's try to bring you on again. They'll receive an invite. Okay, Ike, I just can't bring Ike on camera. Huh, Ike. Let's see, Ike. Are you on your iPhone? Let's see. Let's bring Ike. Let me find him, and I'll bring him on. Where is Ike? Ike. Let's see. Let me see. Ike. Let me see here. Okay, let me, here we go. Bring Ike on. Okay, here we go. Anthony, what's up?
There you go. What's up?
What's up, Ike? Look, so it's Ike, right? Because you know I've been calling you Ike for like 6 months.
You call me Ike. It's really Ike. His initials Ike.
Oh, that's funny, man. Well, good.
Yeah.
Good to have you. You know, you've been in my group now for it's been what, about 4 or 5 months?
I think about to go on 6, but yeah, about 5 months.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So give us a little background about, you know, we got a lot of people on. We got about 37 people on right now, 40 people. Give us a little background of, you know, your story, how old you are. You know, we know you're an ex-NFL linebacker. You know, where you were, say, 5 years ago. You know, what got you into real estate? What got you interested in real estate, and why wholesaling? If you can take it over.
Okay. So I'm 26 years old. About five years ago, I was still in college. Still, you know, hustling, trying to make it into the league or whatnot.
Well, what college did you go to? Ike, back up and tell us.
I'm around your way.
Oh, that's
Louisiana
right.
Tech.
Yeah.
Louisiana Tech.
Louisiana Tech. That's North Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yep.
Louisiana Tech. Yeah, I was there in 2009, graduated in 2014. And I had to correct you. So I was in Oakland this past season. I hurt my knee. You know, I had knee surgery, so I'm still rehabbing. I'm still current NFL player.
That's awesome.
So I'm still current.
Tell us what teams did you play for in NFL?
So I got drafted to the New York Jets in 2014. Then I played 2 years in Buffalo. Then my last stint was with the Oakland Raiders this past season.
Wow, that's incredible. So you got hurt. You said last year you had.
Yeah, this past season. This past season.
Okay. What did you tear an ACL or what happened to your knee?
Microfracture. So a lot of deteriorating cartilage, and also meniscus as well too. So minimum 6 months recovery. So I'm actually rehabbing now. So I'm doing my wholesale real estate business, and then I do my rehab and training during the day.
Well, I can relate, man. I played football I can't relate that I played NFL football. I played in high school, right? I tore my ACL in my right knee and tore my meniscus in my left knee, so I could.
I'm telling you, it's tough.
Yeah, it ain't for the faint of heart. I can't imagine NFL, man. So
yeah, tough recovery.
So okay, so last year you got hurt. Tell us take us to where when you got hurt. You know, you got out. You're like, oh man, you had knee surgery, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us what happened after you had knee surgery. And okay, I'm sorry. Hold on, my daughter wants to say something real quick. Say something real quick.
Hey.
ChrisRood.com. Okay, thank you, my baby. Okay, so you had knee surgery. What's going through your mind at this time? Like, what are you thinking? That's gonna, what are you thinking you're gonna do? Like, did you know you were gonna get into real estate?
I always knew I was gonna do real estate eventually. I just didn't know when. I've always loved real estate since I was a kid. I knew I was gonna get into real estate, but I just didn't know when. I knew I wanted to get started pretty soon. So actually, when I got home from Oakland, that's when it kind of hit me, because I knew the checks just stopped. They just stopped out of nowhere. The checks just stopped. So I was like, wow, I gotta really do something. So before I was actually in your program before I went to surgery. So as soon as I got home from Oakland, I knew I had no time to waste. So what I did was, I followed Grant Cardone. I was literally upstairs in my bed one time, and I seen your interview with Grant Cardone. I was like, you know what, this is it. I can do it. If I can put half the effort I put into football, into NFL, I can do big things in this industry. I know I can. So I had that. I believed in myself that much. So as soon as I got home from Oakland, I seen that the check stopped. I said, you know what, I got to really set a foundation for myself in another career, so I can transition myself out. Because a lot of guys, the only skills they kind of develop is football. So we don't really have a lot of different skills other than playing football. And I knew I had to develop skills as soon as possible.
You made a great point, man. By the way, guys, who's sharing and who's inviting on this stream? We got ex-NFL football player turns professional wholesaler here. But you made a great point, Ike. You see this with a lot of NFL athletes. They're super athletes and they make a lot of money, and then they get out of the NFL, because what they call it, right? NFL is what, not for long. With the average NFL,
not for long,
is what is, I think it's 3.5 years is the average NFL.
Yeah, it's like 3 years. It's probably even shorter than that.
Yeah, so it's like, man, if they would know how to invest their money in real estate, it would take them so much longer. They could carry that money, and it could carry them, right? So
most definitely,
that's awesome that you had enough awareness at such a young age to be like, man, I'm going to get into real estate. So continue on. I just wanted to make that point. That was a great point.
Yeah. So as soon as I kind of seen the cards I was dealt, I transitioned. I bought into your program. I called you immediately. I took action. I didn't really waste time. As soon as I seen your interview, I was like, man, I got to get in contact with this. I sent you a message. We talked. I think I signed up with you like the next day or two, and I was in the program. And ever since then, I just never looked back. My heart I still love the game. Still have aspirations of going back and playing, but most definitely setting a foundation for myself in real estate.
Let me ask a question to the viewers, guys. Can you see Ike's face? I can see Ike's face, but the screen is frozen. I hear Ike and I can see him, but it's frozen. Can you see me, Ike?
Yeah, I can see you real clear. I can see you clear.
And you can see me moving? Because I can't see, You're not moving at all.
Oh, for real?
Guys, if you're on this, I know there's 42 people on this live stream. Can you see Ike moving? I know y'all can see me moving. Answer me if you can see Ike's lips moving, and his face moving, because it's frozen on my side.
Yes, okay. Looks good.
Okay, great. Okay. Perfect. Everybody's saying yes. Okay, good. Go ahead. I don't need to see what you're doing, but that's good. As long as everybody else can see. Go ahead.
All right, cool. So so that was basically how it started. So I actually started with because I didn't waste no time when I got home, Chris. I went straight into being a realtor. I went straight to real estate school because I thought that was the only way I can get into real estate. I went straight to real estate school. Got my I took the test, passed the test, signed on with a broker, but it took months. I'm talking about months for me to get my license or whatnot. So, I was like, man, I cannot waste any time. I cannot waste any time. I got in contact with you, started your program, and then I asked my broker one time. I asked her, can I start bringing in leads? Because I didn't have my license to practice real estate. I was like, how can I start bringing in leads? It's like, you bring in leads and you close them, we'll hold an escrow. I was like, all right, cool. So I got some bandit signs together, threw them out there. I got a few calls the next day, brought them in. They was like, man, what the hell? Where are you getting these leads from? Where are you getting these leads from? I told him, I've been out putting bandit signs up or whatnot. And that's when I kind of seen the traditional real estate. That's brokeraging. Traditional real estate wasn't a wholesaling was kind of it was a little frowned upon. It wasn't accepted in that world. Right. My broker wasn't really accepting of that. So what I did was, I kind of, I kind of put all the chips on myself, and I said, you know what, I can make this thing work in wholesale real estate. I can make it work. I know I can. So I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah, man. The thing about Ike, I knew Ike was going to do a deal. He was very, very persistent and consistent with his communication with me. And it's a common thread. The students that really stay talking to me and they ask me questions on a daily basis, like they're really engaged with me, these are the students that kill it. And I knew, what I liked about Ike is that, he would if he would get a roadblock, he would almost get he'd get frustrated. I'm going to get through this. Because Ike would actually man, what do you think I should do? Do you think this deal's dead? And I actually, on one particular deal, I told you to just hang it up and move on because there was so many roadblocks. And you were like, no, I'm going to push through this deal. And sure, you pushed through it and you closed that deal and made, I think you made about $8,000 on that deal. I forgot what the exact number was, but you were you were very steadfast, and I guess you probably learned that from the NFL and just being a professional football player and a great athlete. But it was amazing that you had pushed through like that because most people would have quit. I mean, hell, I was even telling you just to move on because the deal was becoming so complicated. So, yeah,
when you started telling me to quit, I kind of knew I had something. Yeah. So I said, push on.
And then when you told me you got that deal going and you're about to close, I was like, man, you really. And I don't really quit on deals. I pushed through, but man, this deal was complicated.
It was my first one. It was really complicated. My first one, and I could taste that check. I could taste it. I could literally taste it. So there were literally multiple people going to literally have to tell me no, I couldn't do it. So I pushed through. I think the last hurdle was they got attorneys involved, and I held my own with a few attorneys. So I learned a lot through that first deal.
Yeah, man. That was awesome. And I was so pumped for you when you told me you were cashing that $8,000 check. We had a talk. I remember when we first talked, 6 months ago that, I was so excited that you were an ex-NFL player and I was going to be able to help you get into real estate. And I said, man, we're going to have to do a Facebook Live in 6 months about how successful you're going to be. And here we are doing it.
Here we are doing it, man. Here we are doing it. And it shows it's a testament to Chris Rood. You're a man of your word. So I respect it.
Yeah, man. I respect what you're doing too. But you touched on some good points about, being a realtor and versus being a wholesaler / investor. Let's be honest, the money's not on the realtor side, is it? It's not on not being I can't make money as a realtor, but the money's on the investing side.
Yes, there's so many different ways. You kind of open up so many different ways to kind of make money, especially if you kind of know how to go in there and structure deals, If you know how to go in there and structure deals and you're not shooting with just one strategy with wholesale, because you've been in situations where maybe a wholesale deal might not be correct for this person. Right. I know you did a segment on lease options or whatnot.
Yep.
Knowing how to structure different deals, and that's why getting with your training and asking you questions, is so imperative. If you don't need a wholesaler, you can wholesale it. Yep. So there's so many different avenues.
And it's still good to have your license because if you need to list it, if they don't want to sell to you for cheap enough, you can, if you already have your license, you can go ahead and throw it on MLS and list it and get the listing.
Yep, that's true. Or get your wife to get a license.
Yeah, like that's what we do. My wife or a team, you know. But I always tell you guys and all the students, and you know, wholesaling is the fundamentals, right? It teaches you how to find heavily discounted properties. And if, as an investor, as a professional investor, if you don't know how to find deals, you're dead in the water.
Yeah.
So if I would have started with wholesaling at your age, at 26 years old, man, I would be so much further along than I already am. You know, I had to figure out how to do this business. I was flipping houses when I was 20. My first house when I was 24, 25, and I got buy and holds. But I mean, but that's not where you should start, because you if you can't find a good deal to flip or to keep in your portfolio, then you know, where are you going to find the deals? MLS. I mean, the deals are really not on MLS. You know that. They're off.
Right. That's true.
So what would you say? Would you say that the way you've done it now, you know, starting off with wholesaling, learning the fundamentals, because that's all wholesaling is. It's the fundamentals of real estate investors, the fundamentals of how to find deals. Were you happy with the way things turned out with the training, what you learned, how you learned it, the support? Are you happy the way things turned out as far as the training?
Yeah, as far as training goes, most definitely. You kind of, wholesale gives you that foundation to where, and your training gives you that foundation to where you have to know what the market's doing, right? You have to go into a market. You have to know what the market's doing. You have to learn how to pull comps. You have to know how to read all that, and you kind of teach them how to gauge motivation, how to talk with sellers. This is all whether you're doing wholesale deals to multifamily deals. You have to be able to gauge motivation. You have to be able to talk to sellers. You have to be able to negotiate. Those are some big keys that that you really harp on. You teach in your program.
It's all about the skills, guys. Marketing. Every guru out there is teaching marketing. Marketing is mechanics. Everybody can teach marketing. Anybody can market, but it's really, like, wouldn't you say it's the skills, right? I mean, negotiation, rapport building. Learning the art of the repair costs of a house, knowing what
exactly.
Like, there's a lot of different skill sets that are involved. It's not just send out some letters or put out some bandit signs. It's not that easy.
Not at all. Because when you get that lead, you got to know exactly how to structure that deal. You got to know how to go in there, build rapport, and not seem like somebody who's just trying to steal a house. You have to be a problem solver. You have to be a solution solver.
100%.
Yeah.
And now, is wholesaling really easy, Ike?
No, wholesaling is not easy. It's not easy. So if you think you're gonna go in there, and a lot of guys, especially around the neighborhood, a lot of guys try to, like, man, I want to do what you do. I want to go to houses and things like that. I want to get deals. Yeah, they say they want to do it, but it's a lot of work that goes into it. You have to really sit down. You have to really study a lot of things. So it's not as easy. There's a lot of ups and downs. No deal, just like you said, 20% of your deals don't go through all the way to closing. So you can get a deal under contract. Just because you got a deal under contract, you still got to open title. You got to go to title issues. You might have airship, probates. A lot of stuff can happen.
And you've went through all this, Ike. You've learned a lot in the past 3 months, because you've been through some deals that had they were hairy. They had a lot of mess with them.
Yeah, still going through them. Still got a couple in the pipeline I'm working on right now.
Now let's talk, Ike, about follow-up and how important it is, and let's talk about the deal you just closed yesterday that you posted in the group. Let's talk a little bit about that, what that looked like, how you got that deal, and what it takes to close some deals.
So I was in the beginning. I did a lot of guerrilla marketing. Basically, instead of doing a lot of putting money into my marketing, put a lot of time and sweat equity. So I was doing a lot of driving for dollars in the beginning. So the deal I closed, I got actually that one for driving for dollars. I used to drive really, really late at night, really from afternoon to really late at night. So I got that deal from driving for dollars, skip traced them, cold called them, made contact, wasn't really trying to sell at first, had an agent, was trying to go the traditional route, and I just consistently followed up on them. And following up is not something where it doesn't take a lot of work. You can just call them on the way to wherever you're going. Just call in and check on them. Just call in and check on them. Let them know that you're still thinking about his property. So I would just call up, follow up with him, everything. His agent started slacking a little bit. So his agent started slacking. And when I seen him slacking, that's when I basically started harping on what my services are. I can close really fast. I buy houses in any condition, as is, in any condition, no matter what you owe. Close in 14 days or less, depending on However, depending on how cooperative you are with me, you know what I'm saying? So basically, when he gave me that little bit of leeway, he gave me a little bit of chance, I took it for everything, you know. I brought everybody, got my bids in, I brought my foundation guy in, everything. Got my contract there. Had my contract with him every day. Every day I was ready to sign a contract with him, you know, until he signed. So followed up with him. Followed up heavy with him.
It's no joke when, I mean, I know it's the old cliche, the fortunes in the follow-up, but it's true. And you know that. I mean, it's
true. It's true.
We got a deal we're working on right now that we're probably going to get into contracts. And I've been working this thing for a year and 4 months. A probate.
Really?
Yeah, a year and 4 months. I finally got her she's about to sign a contract with me. But just the point, I mean, you got to, it's about, like you said, it's about building that pipeline, because you got to build such a sufficient, deep, big, fat pipeline, because 20-30% of your deals are going to fall apart. You know, they're going to have judgments, liens, tutorships, secessions, or whatever. You know, you're going to have all these different things that are going to fall apart. So you really got to build the pipeline and then follow up and work those leads until they tell you, until they block you or say, hey, dude, stop calling me. I'm going to call the cops on you. I've literally had them tell me, hey, look, if you don't stop calling me, I'm going to call the cops on you. But that's what it takes, guys.
That's what it takes, man. That's what it takes. You know, I'm just waiting to get sued now, Chris. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey,
that really let me know I'm doing something.
That means you're doing something.
Yeah,
man. So Ike, you know, guys, I wanted to bring Ike on because, you know, he's just a testament to what hard work, dedication, persistence, drive, motivation does. I mean, this guy's a professional athlete. I don't know if you've ever met him in person. I mean, he's a man, a complete man. I mean, I met him at GrowthCon. Ike's about what, 6'3", 6'4", about what, in your prime, in your heyday when you were knocking linebackers out with, but you were what, 260, 6'4"?
Yeah, I'm a 6'1", 255, 260 is my playing weight.
What you run, about a 4.5, 4.4 40?
Nah, I wish, boy. I wish. About 4.8, man. I wish. Wow.
So, but the point is, guys, you know, it's like anything. There's nothing that's easy, right? Anything that's worth it is work. So I knew Ike was going to do good at this because the dude works. I mean, he's a professional athlete. The amount of work and effort and action that's involved with what he's got to do to become a professional athlete, as long as he applied those same skill sets to his business, he could have went and started a grass cutting company, a landscaping company. You know, he was successful. But it's just a matter of taking over the top action. He had a no quit attitude, and he's successful now in the program. And it's just fun. It was fun to watch, and you know, every time he posts a check, I'm just like, you know, I'm so pumped up because he just, you know, it just shows that it really is about the work. You know, you ain't got to be look, because I'm not a smart guy. Like I barely passed high school and college. Like you know.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But just like this is hard work. It's that hustle. You know, you got to have that hustle. You know, just going to the GrowthCon, I literally went there just so I can literally rub shoulders with people who are on a higher level than me, just so I can meet Chris, just so I can meet you, just so I can just spend a little even if it's just 5 minutes with you. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna pay off because I know that I'm gonna get some information off you that's gonna elevate my business. You know. Yep,
that's exactly right. My wife asks, how much did Ike make on the last deal? Ike, what did you make in the last deal yesterday? 10,000.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember he posted. So yeah, Ike posted a check for 10,000, and that was a driving for dollars lead that you skip trace.
Driving for dollars lead that I skip trace. Yeah.
That is hustle, man. That is awesome.
Yeah.
But Ike made a point about, you know, going to, you know, 10X Growth Conference. I don't necessarily go for the speakers. I mean, last year I did when I first went. I was like, you know, but after you experience that, it's really the networking and being around. It is. It's being around other people that want to be successful, and it motivates you, and it drives you.
Like I met Stephen Miller there. You know, he's doing a lot of business in Ohio.
Yep.
I haven't met contact with him, but I know I have Stephen. I met him, shook his hand, and I let him know, like, look, you know, I can be, you know, I have a big network out here. Let's JV on some deals. Let's do some JV deals or anything. You know, let's do some business together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steven's, I think Steven's 24 years old. He's doing like 20, 30 grand a month. You know, he's ridiculous.
Man.
It's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of if you guys taking massive over the top action. You know, as far as the marketing, you know, marketing is mechanics. You know, you're gonna have some roadblocks. I mean, there's some things that you've probably done, you've probably come across, and say, "What's up, Asa?"
What's up?
You're gonna come.
What's up?
You're gonna come across some things that you may be like, "Man, this marketing channel doesn't work," or this, I'm not getting any responses. But you just pivot, right? You've called me on some of the the calls like, "Man, Chris, I'm just not getting any." I think you did maybe probate leads, or you did something. You were getting frustrated because you weren't getting enough leads. But what you did, you just make an adjustment, right?
Right.
This is a business, right? You got to split test, measure, adapt, and change to your market, right?
Exactly. And don't be afraid to try new things. If you think it's gonna work, try it out. See if it works. You never know.
Yeah, because
if it doesn't, let it go.
Exactly, because you don't lose. You just learn. You learn your market.
Right.
A lot of people with investing in real estate and wholesaling, they get all upset because they didn't get a deal in the first month, and they try on all these different marketing channels. Where it's okay. You're not losing. You're learning what works and what doesn't work, and then you double down on what's working. It's just about just a matter of split testing and measuring what works and what doesn't work.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
But now you've found a successful action. Driving for dollars works and skip trace, and so now just double down on that, or you can start getting some bird dogs to go and do it for you and send you a list of say 100, 200 names and addresses that you can skip trace, and you can start scaling from there, right?
Exactly. I'm already just looking at the great book. If y'all haven't read, I know when I joined on your group, the Traction.
Yes.
I read through it. I started it in the beginning, but man, that's a great book. That's a great book to read. When we talk about scaling your business and running it at a high rate, at a high level, it's a great book to read. So I actually went to I go to RIAs. You go to RIAs, you see people who are trying to get into real estate. You can just tell them, like, look, if you have any deals in the pipeline that you're trying to work through, bring it to me. I'll help you out trying to work through those deals. It's a great way to network and bring other leads towards your business.
Yep. Ike, did you read some of the other books that we recommended in the course, like the Compound Effect or?
Compound Effect, yeah. Compound Effect was a great book. Read the Compound Effect, 10X. What else was that? Traction, Think and Grow Rich.
The Science of Getting Rich.
The what?
The Science of Getting Rich is a great book.
Right. I haven't dug into that one yet, but I read about 4 or 5 of the books that you recommended. So
Ricky says, "Hey man, how many hours on average do you need to spend to close one deal a month?" Ricky, that I would say, look, every market's different. To do one deal a month, I would say, man, you need to spend at least I'd say 20 hours a week to do one deal a month, especially when you're first getting started, because there's a huge communication lag from the time you get a deal under contract between the time you follow up, between the time you close. You got to work the pipeline, right? You have to, the deals that I'm closing today, I might have talked to 3 to 6 months ago.
Right.
Does that make sense? Ike knows that.
Yeah.
So it's a matter, if you want to do a deal a month, it may take 2 to 3 months before you get to that point where you're doing a deal a month, because you have to you have to generate leads, work the leads, follow up with the leads, finally get them under contract, get them into escrow, get them sold, close on them. So that's a long process.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important to build the pipeline. As Ike knows, I mean, how many do you have right now in the pipeline that you're working as far as follow up?
I have 3 in escrow right now, and one of them is looking kind of shaky, but 2 of them we're looking to. So one of them is actually like a new build. I partnered with some other investors. It's actually a primary and ADU, which we do here in Austin. It's actually a primary unit and an additional dwelling unit. You can condo regime and sell them both single family. So that one is looking pretty solid. And then I have a commercial land deal that I'm looking to wholesale. Nice.
As far as commercial, and that's the thing too. I mean, you don't have to limit yourself to single family homes. You can.
Yeah, you don't.
Anything.
This one came my pipeline from an agent. It got reduced about $500K. And I was like, well, I asked the agent the same question. Well, why is she consider selling? What's her motivation? Spirit just gave me everything. I was like, you know what? That's enough motivation for me to even attempt to wholesale this. So got it under contract. And yeah.
Yeah, we just wholesaled a 12-unit apartment complex last Friday or Thursday.
Okay.
I mean, you really, I've wholesaled raw land. I mean, it's just a matter of finding a motivated seller, getting it under contract, discounted, and finding the right buyer for it. I mean,
Exactly.
that's as simple as that. It don't have to just be single family homes.
Exactly. Z buyer is big, man. I just just got signed up with Z buyer. I'm loving it so far.
You told them you're part of my group. I didn't give you a 10% discount. Did you?
Damn, I forgot about
You better go back. You're gonna spend about $54 a month, and you're supposed to.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Call them tomorrow and tell them you're part of my group. Write that down.
All right, I'm gonna write that down right now.
So Nick Hill says, build the pipeline and continue to feed the monster. Got to work daily. Exactly. Nick's in my group. Nick's from I think South Carolina or North Carolina.
Okay. Yeah.
But any questions for Ike, guys? I mean, we still got a amount of people on here. Bill.
All right, Bill.
I'm your guy for Z Buyer. Bill, you work for Z Buyer? I guess Bill works for Z Buyer, but
oh, where?
you have any questions for Ike or me? Post them here, and we can answer some questions. While we still on, Ike, you still got a little more time to answer.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. Wait a few seconds for him to start posting some questions.
Ask him a question.
You want to ask him? You know, he's a professional football player.
You are?
Yeah, professional football player.
What's going on?
Here, you just got out the shower?
I like it, man. You gonna let me borrow some? You gonna let me borrow some of the hair?
You gonna let him borrow your hair? All right.
No, I ain't mad.
He's got a question. Okay, ask your question.
Is this true or false? The skills deals?
It's true, man. It's true. It's true.
Skills get the deal to pay the bills, huh?
Should I sing the song?
You want to sing the song? Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, I got some questions coming in. All right, so.
Marcus, what's up? I've been good, bro. How you doing? How's the wife?
Shelter says, how do we get on board as a part of the group? Okay, so Shelter, you can inbox me at Chris Rood. Inbox me on Facebook Messenger. You can go to chrisrood.com. Either one. Let's see.
How many hours do you spend recommend?
You're going to need.
Per day?
Yeah, so Jean-Philippe says, wholesale in Canada. Yeah, you can wholesale in Canada. Matter of fact, I launched a Canadian version of my program with my partner, Ben. He's in my group. He's killing it over there in Canada. So you definitely can wholesale in Canada. I'm actually speaking in Canada and Ontario at the end of May. So Bill says, how many do you recommend spending on the phones? I'm guessing how many hours is he? How many hours? What would you say to that, Ike? How many hours?
When I first started, I spent a lot of hours. So I would drive for dollars. What I would do is just cultivate a big driving for dollars list. Skip trace them, and I would spend a whole day just calling them. I'll spend a whole day just calling them, and then at the end of the day, I'll just go drive for dollars again and do it all over again.
Perfect. Let's see. Mike says, hey, Chris, I'm scheduled to speak with you tomorrow. How would you suggest I prepare for the phone call? Man, just get your pen and paper and a cup of coffee. We're gonna see if we can help you, man.
Coffee and chill.
Coffee and chill. That's right, Asa. All right. Mika says, Ike, you gonna share that 10K? That must be one of your family members.
Yeah, you know.
All right. Then he says, tell me what my first book should I read before any deal? I would read. I would start off with the compound effect, because I mean a lot of this is action oriented. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
You got to take.
Yeah, Compound Effect is a great book to read. And also the 10X to get your mind right. It'll set your mindset.
Totally forgot about Grant Cardone's 10X rule. Yeah, I mean that's one of the 5 that I recommend. Matter of fact, the 5 that we recommend are the Science of Getting Rich, the Compound Effect, the 10X rule.
Yep, 10X rule.
Everybody communicates, but few connect.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking Grow.
I love Traction. I love Traction too.
Traction is the last one that we ask you guys to read, because it kind of goes hand in glove with Scaling. I don't want you guys to read that book first. It's kind of
Right.
that we recommend last.
Right.
So another good book too, Ike, you should pick it up, is The Magic of Thinking Big. I'm reading that one right now. The phenomenal book. Unbelievable.
Okay.
The Magic of Thinking Big. And The Slight Edge is a really, really good book.
The Slight Edge.
The Slight Edge. It's like it talks about your daily, actions and being, disciplined and doing. It's the slight edge. It's doing small things every day that add up that give you that slight edge, right?
Okay.
That's the.
Another book is John, The Power of Broke. It basically talks about harnessing that power of, I guess, being broke. Not having any money, and still, it's power in being broke. Basically, that's what it talks about. And how creative you can be in the hustle and grit you have to use to be successful. So that's another good book too.
Yeah, no, I've heard of that book. I need to pick that up. But yeah, it motivates you. We work, I work like I'm broke all the time. Literally, like I'll work like no matter if I'm doing good or doing bad. I mean, it's just, you can't rest in your laurels.
No, you can't.
I mean, I'm sure you probably motivate you more that you cash that, and I'm going to just keep doing this and keep scaling this and making more money.
It's all about the next deal.
Exactly. It's all about the next deal. So
yeah, I want to go back to Mike Palmer's question about cold calling.
Yep.
A suggestion for him is the universal seller's cold calling script. That script is on the file section of the Hustle Wholesale page.
Yep.
That script is a real good script. When I was first cold calling, I was using the script. Now, when I cold call now with that script, it's literally like step by step what you need to say to the seller in any situation. You can call a probate lead, you can call a tax delinquent lead, a foreclosure, a driving. It doesn't matter. It's going to work for it's universal.
You talking about the cold call list I have in the files?
Yeah, the cold call script.
Yep. In the Facebook.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that thing's crucial, man.
Yeah, it is. Michael says, how long do you think it will take for someone to get a deal on Craigslist or for sale by owner? So, Michael, man, that's going to be market specific. If you're in a market, I mean, it's going to probably take longer because, I mean, across the country, as you guys know, we're in a super hot market right now. We're the top of the cycle right now. I mean, homeowners are selling their property for more than what it's worth in some cases. So, to call for sale by owners, if you're in a super hot market, I would say it's going to take a little while. I mean, you may hit jackpot within a few days or a week or 2 weeks, but I would suggest putting in at least a month of cold calling every day. At least put in 2 hours and call every for sale by owner, every Craigslist. It's work, guys. There's nothing easy about it, right?
Right.
Nick Hill says, Ike, what are your plans with the money you have made so far to reinvest in your business?
Right now, man, I'm just in a scaling type mode. I want to focus more on money making activities such as meeting with sellers, doing acquisition duties, like things like that. So I'm actually going to hire a full-time cold caller. They'll do all my cold calling for me. Also get a couple different campaigns. I'm going to do some Google AdWords. Invest in that as well too. So do some online marketing and then kind of do some automated email follow-up drips, campaign drips to always hit those sellers and just automate it to where I don't have to continue following up with them on the phone. I can just and put some valuable content in there as well. So it's just like email drip campaign.
What's up, Omar? Anthony asks, Ike, what market are you in? You're in Austin, right?
Austin, yep.
Anthony's in Houston. All right, Denise asks, what do you think about Brooklyn, New York, or New York State market? Man,
tough.
That would, yeah, that's
tough.
Yeah, I would say it's super tough. I mean, that's going to be a super high-end market. Not that you can't get deals. I have a couple students in my program that are from New York. I got one in particular that's got a few deals he's working that he's closing on soon. It's just going to be tough. You're going to have to work your butt off.
Yeah. One thing I've been doing differently, Chris, I've been talking to a lot of my cash buyers and kind of doing like a reverse engineering type deal.
Yep.
So talking to buyers and figuring out what's your criteria, what do you like to invest in, what percent ARV do you like to purchase, and things like that. And from there, you can literally just go shopping for your buyers. So you can, the traditional formula is 70% ARV, less expenses. Here in Austin, it's very rare you'll find a 70% deal, but people are buying 80 to 85%. So then you can adjust your numbers accordingly. So if you find somebody who'll buy 85% deal, you know that when everyone else is using the same 70% deal, you can go in there and offer 80, get the deal, and wholesale it out that way.
That's right. You know, exactly. If you have, I tell the students, you have to learn your cash buyers' buying habits.
Exactly.
When I get a deal in a contract, I already know who I'm selling it to before like as I'm signing the paperwork, like I know Bill this, I know John's gonna want it. I know, Fred's gonna want this deal, right?
Yeah.
It's just that's how it is. Like, because you exactly right. You have to learn what they want in what areas.
Exactly.
So Bill Sims said, do you do deals local or nationwide? Bill, I do most of my investing here in Louisiana. I do buy deals, in other states. We have investment properties in Alabama and Florida. But for the most part, everything I do is in here locally in Lafayette, Louisiana. Omar says, what are the best tips to getting the most out of the deal when selling to cash buyers?
Start low.
What are the best tips to getting the most out of a deal when selling to cash buyers? Well, start high, you mean, with the cash buyers.
Yeah, start high. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let them work you down. That's what you meant to say.
Right.
You don't want to give your deals away because if you, you want to, like, look at mama. If you want to maximize your deals, I'll tell you right now, guys, a tip. Stop selling to flippers. Sell to landlords. They're going to give you way more for deals. I try to, I was giving deals away to flippers in the beginning, and I built my huge cash buyers list of mostly landlords.
Really? I talked to one yesterday. He told me, I asked him, I basically went through the whole script. What's your criteria? What do you like to buy? He basically said he'll buy up to 85 to 90%. He doesn't really care. He just wants appreciation. That's it. He just looks for appreciation.
That's crazy. See, that's how hot the market is. It's so out of control with the market right now that they're overpaying. Investors are overpaying for properties. If we have a market correction, they're going to get their ass handed to them.
Yeah.
But that's not your problem.
No, it's not.
If they're willing to pay that, that's their problem. So Jay says, preferred marketing for leads, one over the other. Man, it depends on your market. I mean, I like, I do a lot of, guerrilla marketing, do a lot of bandit signs. I got a lot of billboards around town. I like online marketing. I love Facebook ads. I'm number one as far as SEO in my market. I love PPC. I'm not a big direct mail fan. We do a little bit of direct mail. We do, some probate letters, tax delinquent, but it's mostly a lot of, like I tell you guys all the time, I don't want to chase motivation. I want motivation to chase me, but I'm not going to sit here and say that you can't make money chasing motivation, because the way that Key got this deal, he was chasing motivation. He went around and just skip traced a bunch of driving for dollars leads, and he got a deal. So I would say the direct relation to how much capital can you invest in marketing. If you don't have a ton of capital to invest in marketing, you're going to have to put out more sweat equity.
Right.
But if you have cash, you can invest and you can kind of put out, you can spend a lot of money on marketing and wait for your phone to ring.
Right. But the whole idea is you want to get in front of sellers as fast as possible. So one thing I did was I did a lot of door knocking, right? I did a lot of door knocking. I go door to door, and that helped me deal with homeowners. It helped me handle objections. It helped me, basically, I will knock pre-foreclosures, and they'll tell me, I would just get the door slammed on my face, just door after door after door. They were telling me, oh, I did this, I did that, I did this. So I basically go and research all these different programs these sellers are buying into, and then I'm learning how to basically explain these services. It helps my skills when I talk to them, and it basically, I know exactly what rebuttal's coming next, and I can, respond to them faster.
Hey, what's up, Nicole? Hey, Ike, talk about you made a great point. How much rejection you get in this business. How many no's do you get before you finally get to that yes?
It seems like everybody tells you no. It seems like every single body and their mama tells you no. Like, you get so many no's before you get a yes. But when you get that yes, it pays off. 80 to 85% of what you do in this business, you're not going to get paid on anything. But that 15-20% can pay back in dividends. So that's what you're looking for.
Right. You only need somebody to say yes once. You got to go for no.
All you need, it'll change everything.
There's a great book that's called Go for No, right? You gotta know in your mind that you gotta get through 50, 100 no's to find that yes. So in your mind, you're going through all these no's. you're at no number 37. You just got to tell yourself, hey, look, I only got 45 more no's to go before I finally get that yes. It's a different mindset.
Yeah. And the great thing about getting in your program is I literally, my first day door knocking, I got on a little Voxer, you know, I told you, like, Chris, I'm about to go door knocking. And my first is, I got this door slammed in my face. And I told you, because, like, man, this woman just cussed me out and slammed the door in my face. Like, man, I get that shit done to me all the time. Push through that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You literally told me push through that shit. That's just, I mean, that's what you need. So
that's part of the job now.
Yeah, you know.
And it's all good. It's just a numbers game, and it's just, you got to better handle rejection. You can't take it personally. You're there. You got to push through it, like you said. It's part of the job description. Just try to learn. Just learn from every single note. Just learn from every single note. That's all. That's the best advice I can give you. Exactly. So Mike Palmer says, what do you think about several damaged mobile homes that are on private land? A good or bad idea for wholesaling? Man, it depends on how messed up they are, what area. I mean, there's so many variables, Mike. I wouldn't be able to give you exact advice on that right now. Ballard says, how do you feel about calling on owners of vacant properties? Great. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it works. It's just a lot of work. You have to know that you got to get through those no's. You're going to have to call 60 people to get finally a maybe or a yes, you know, and just be okay with that. Just know that you're going to get a lot of FUs, pound sand, kick rocks, don't call me again, where you get my number from. I'm going to call the cops on you, and just be okay with it. Jay says, just so it's systematized after being set up. Okay, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much all the questions so far. But listen, guys, if you want to learn about this stuff, you know, Ike's a testament to what hard work looks like. You know, what you can do in this business. It's not easy. You know, it's a business. People see people like me or other people making a lot of money doing this. They don't see how much work, time, and effort people like me or Ike have put into it. It takes a little while to build the pipeline. It takes a while to build this business. But it's worth it. It's a highly paid skill. I mean, Ike, how much time did you have in that deal you made 10 grand? How many physical working hours do you think you had in that deal? Physical working hours? Yes. And when you mean physical, you mean like driving over there? Yeah. Between the time you find the deal and the time that you got under contract and then sold the contract and closed, like, what was that, like a 3 or 4 hour period? If you had to condense it all in time. Yeah, probably like 4 or 5 hours, something like that. It wasn't, it's not a lot of physical labor going there. No, It was like 5 hours. So, but you have to follow up though. And follow-ups, that doesn't take them but 30 seconds. Just check in on them. Yep. So let's just say 4 to 5 hours. What is that divided into 10,000? What is that? What is that? Put out a calculator for me. 10,000 divided by 5. What is that? That's 2,000. That's $2,000 an hour that you're getting. Yeah. That's a pretty. Yeah. That's a great way to look at it. So it's a difference between trading time versus trading your time for money at a job versus trading, equity and value as a real estate investor. It's a beautiful business. It's a great business. Exactly. Just be patient. That's all I can tell you. So anyway, I really appreciate you coming. What's up, Eric? I mean, you were a really fun. I mean, awesome student to have. I mean, you were a lot of fun. You were very interactive. I knew you were going to do a deal. You were too like hard nosed. Like you were just like, I knew you had that NFL. Like you were just like nothing was like you were going to bulldoze through any obstacles that you have. And it was just freaking awesome, man. So anyway, would you recommend my coaching program to anybody that's new or any other football players out there that want to learn how to get into this? Most definitely. I would recommend it. The communication, man. Communication is very big. Chris is a great communicator. He's very transparent. He lets you know where he makes mistakes. I mean, you start with the foundational program. You go through the training. Gives you books to read. You start learning how to use this. Those books are very, they help you out a lot. So I would definitely represent Chris Rood's training. Well, I appreciate that, man. And look, if you guys want to learn how to do this, you don't really have to be a smart person. Like it's more action driven. You just have to do the work than it is, because people get caught up in like, having to find comps and thinking that, pulling comps is not rocket science. It's really not that hard. People get over, they overthink that. It's just a matter if you got. That's why I want to bring him on. It's just doing the work, like just working it off.
You got to put a lot of sweat equity in the beginning, and it'll pay off. Just be action oriented. Talk to as many people as you like. Networking, just talk to people, ask questions. You never know where your next deal is going to come from. You never know where it's going to come from.
That's exactly right. Nicole asks,
Yeah.
if you were beginning in real estate, would you start with fix and flip or rentals?
Ooh.
Neither, Nicole. I'd start.
Neither.
You must have missed the first part of this live. Wholesaling is the fundamentals. You start with wholesaling. How are you supposed to find a good fix and flip deal or a good rental if you don't have a wholesaling pipeline to generate leads to find those good deals? It starts with wholesaling to generate leads. You got to learn. Wholesaling is just a marketing business. It's a marketing than a relationship business. It's more of a relationship business than it is a marketing business because anybody can market, but not everybody can build relationships.
Right. Right.
Mika says,
so I really recommend your program to a lot of athletes out there who are watching this. I put a video out when I got my first deal. You got to start developing skills. You have to start developing skills, start learning how to use your mind to make money, because our bodies will only last so long in football. And we have a great platform to go out there and speak, and for us people to hear our voice. So get in his program, develop some skills, and go out there and take over the world,
That's right. Yeah, more millionaires are made through real estate than any other investment vehicle on this planet.
Most definitely.
I read an article, 80% of the world's millionaires did it through real estate. So
most definitely.
Anthony says, I recommend Chris's program to everyone that's telling me that they want to be in real estate. Anthony's one of my students in Houston. I appreciate that, Anthony. Really do.
Right.
Let's see, Nicole, I figured I had a down payment. I could skip wholesaling. Mika, I'll always tell him, this man better be charging you for this. You're always on the phone with him. Is that your
that's my fiance.
Is that your girlfriend or wife?
That's my fiance.
That's your fiance. Awesome.
In the other room.
By the way, aren't you guys expecting?
Huh?
Are you guys expecting?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And then Nicole says, okay, but I see your point. Okay. So anyway, guys, we're going to wrap this up, but I appreciate everybody on here. It was a great live. Ike was one of my students. If you're just jumping on, he's an ex-NFL football player. He's still actually a free agent, right?
Yeah, I'm a free agent. So I'm looking to get signed here in a few months after I recover.
Awesome.
Still going to be wholesaling wherever I'm at.
Yeah, man, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I better watch you on Sunday. Hey, I coached that guy. So anyway, guys, but look, if you guys want to learn about wholesaling, go to chrisrood.com, book a call with me. I'd love to help you. If you guys need any, testimonies, I'm sure you can reach out to Ike and he'll probably vouch for my program. I'm here for you. If you ask questions, I don't leave you in the dark. Like, I'm huge on communication. Ike knows this. Like, if you talk to me or if you ask me a question, like I try to communicate very fast because I know how speed is of the essence. If you have a question about a deal, you need to make sure that I answer it because it can make a deal fall apart. So I'm really responsive when it comes to Voxer and all those other communication platforms. And we have, we have weekly coaching calls. We have the Facebook group. What do you think about the Facebook group that we have? Isn't it a cool group of individuals?
I love it. It's all hustlers in one group. We support each other. Anybody posts a check, you post it on there. Anybody coming up with any new marketing ideas, they post it on there. Yep. I mean, it's a great group to be in.
We all share. We help each other. It's all an abundance mindset group. And we're not like, we all share and post our checks. It's not about being jealous or it's about
nothing like that.
No, man. It's all about like, showing what, you got to show what you killed, right? We got to show off what you killed. And so anyway, any last suggestions? You have any advice for these guys? You have any?
You're going to be, when you're out there looking for coaches, looking for mentors, be wary of where you get your information from, the coaches you talk to. Chris made a great point. Like, one thing I noticed is some of the most successful people went through the most downfalls. They went bankrupt, went through the most BS.
Yep.
So if you're taking advice from somebody who's just had a straight up and narrow path, never been through any adversity, even though he might be successful, still be wary. So you need somebody who'll be able to because it takes a lot of heart. It takes a lot of courage to come to go to the top, go back to the bottom, come right back to the top again.
That's right. You got to have perspective,
Yeah.
because things ain't always good. And any guru that tells you things are always good, they're full of shit. They're lying to you, because it's not. If you don't have perspective, and you can't, if you haven't been through the tough times, you know this. I mean, going through spring training, it ain't fun, right?
Hell no.
It's tough. And that's kind of like going through a downturn in business or in real estate or any of those other markets that you might be in. But you've got to pick a coach that actually does what he says and says what he does. Like, I've been in this business a while. I've flipped houses. I've almost went bankrupt a couple times. I'm not just a real estate investor. I'm an entrepreneur. I've started over 10 businesses.
There you go.
It's just about being an entrepreneur. And that's what wholesaling is about. It's about being an entrepreneur. You're really a real estate entrepreneur is what you are. That's really what you are.
Exactly what it is. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, guys, I appreciate everything. Ike, I appreciate. I'm still gonna call you Ike, by the way. You're like,
there you go.
Big Ike. So,
yeah.
But I appreciate everything.
I appreciate you having.
Yeah, man, and I appreciate you. And my son wants to ask you something. He's really excited that you're an NFL football player. Ask him what he said.
Daddy, can we go to his football game on Sunday?
Can you go to his football game on Sunday? Well, yeah, we're gonna go to his football game once he gets in the new team.
Yeah.
What team?
Yeah. Let me get to a new team first.
He don't know.
Let me get on the new team first, and I'll let you.
Song now. Daddy, can I sing the song?
All right, Ike. Well, you have a good night, my brother, and I appreciate everything. And hit me up if you need some help with anything else.
I will. Thank you.
All right, my brother.
Don't finish it.
Take care.
Y'all take it easy.
All right, bye.
Yeah.
All right, guys. My son wants to sing y'all a song. It's a song that he just made up. Sing him. Sing him the song. Let's go.
Skills get the deals to pay the bills. You need the skills to do the deals.
All right, guys. Anthony, Chris, I'm going to give you a call sometime this week. Awesome, Anthony. I appreciate that, buddy. I'm here for you whenever you need. Anyway, guys, look, that's just one of my students, guys. We got students across the country crushing it, killing it. I'm not going to sit there and tell you it's easy. It's not. It's hard work, but he's an NFL football player, ex-NFL football player, got into the program, implemented all the strategies I teach. Was it easy? No. He got frustrated at times, and he'd hit me up, and he would have moments where he's like, man, this is tough, and I would just help him push through it. And I really didn't have to push Ike. Ike was really just a go-getter from the get-go, right? So, but guys, I want to help you. Go to chrisrood.com. If you're going to get into real estate, start with wholesaling. Unless you got $10 million in your checking account, even $2 million in your checking account, which most of you guys on here probably don't, you got to start with wholesaling. It teaches you the fundamentals. So go to chrisrood.com and book a call. Peace.